Oh, here we are again now, and it's like no time has passed. Gazing out upon the sunset as it sinks into the night. Many times it seemed as though a given day might be our last. Face to face with certain death, it's somehow coming out alright. I don't think that we have any cause to lament, but there's quite a lot of thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent.
You spend the better part of the afternoon traveling back to the Reforged Legion's camp. You notice you're not heading further away from the tower. You were sort of traveling perpendicular to it before, but you're headed straight towards that shit. And you notice, as you get closer, barricade after barricade, the Reforged Legion has set up a perimeter around the tower, and you are now approaching the camp that is at the head of that perimeter. Your group makes it back to the camp, and they start to sort of disperse, dropping their goods off alongside the rather meager pile of supplies.
Marcus helps out in whatever way he can.
Yeah, as the soldiers walk away, Mercedes, you notice, is like actually going to each one of them and thanking them for their services, and tells them all to rest if they can.
See, this seems like a good faction to pick.
Look, we're not picking a faction. We can be about just general well-being of all parties involved, I'm telling you.
I think that's, from what I've sort of gleaned so far, it seems like everyone is about the general well-being of everyone involved, or at least their own general well-being.
Yeah, and that's the sort of thing which could potentially use some outside coordination, which is where I think we might come in.
Yeah, I like these guys.
At first, I must admit, another faction, the concept of it was admittedly rather frustrating, just because it's been, well, as you've seen, rather messy so far. But with an individual or group of individuals who have really no vested interest or selfish goals to be seen, perhaps that would assist greatly in alleviating concerns between the other organizations.
Our goals are humanitarian and nothing else.
And that's honestly what I would prefer. The only thing that I can offer are numbers and, well, expertise when it comes to combating these things. And she looks over to Gregor. And I think you can provide a bit more, quite frankly. The double tap was very helpful, and I think that's going to assist us immensely in the future. Would explain why the grindstone worked so well. In any case...
yeah, it's kind of like a several hundred tap, huh?
Precisely. But, it's just difficult because, well, with my past affiliations, that does not assist me greatly. Not to mention me being an ASMR, most people think it's a situation of I want to control all of it. No, I don't. I hated how things were before, and I certainly don't want it to go back to that. If anything, this is while unfortunate circumstance, could lead to a very fruitful, well, she smiles, reforging of our country.
I see what you did there.
Yes, indeed.
Oh.
That's the name of the group.
She smiles. Precisely.
Also, Mercedes, I not trying to get on your case here or anything, but you should also make sure to rest up yourself. You have some wounds you're nursing there, and you can only command if you're at your best health.
Oh yeah, you took my shoulder wound.
And indeed.
And Idian's got wound. Just please take care of yourself.
Yeah, take a load off. Gregor's been squatting since we left Free Arc, and Marcus is some sort of son of the devil, so...
Son of a devil, thank you.
Whoever your dad is must be pretty something.
Yeah.
Your father?
My father. Not important.
Understandable, I won't press any further, but if you need someone to chat with, dear, I'm always available. And while I appreciate...
I'll take a rain check there. There's a very good chance that Pops could become relevant at some point while we're here, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now.
Understandable. There's plenty of other things to be concerned with, and I appreciate what you folks have done already. This has been...
Likewise.
I suppose I should just be perfectly honest. I was a part of the military. I was actually one of their generals for quite some time, and
Really?
I served them loyally. Of course, when the tower came down, one was very concerned with the circumstances, obviously, and I had asked them immediately to pool our resources, do a head count of soldiers, and prepare an attack on the tower. Get rid of it. It's clearly the source of whatever these things are. And they said, haha, no. And they decided to go into the mountains and make their own little civilization. They have an immense amount of resources. They have some of the best training when it comes to soldiers, and, well, they have the most influence. But of course, they've made their own little kingdom and abandoned everyone else.
Did they vote for this course of action? Is there someone in particular leading them?
You wanted to attack a giant clock?
I mean, yeah. Looking at it, look at that thing.
Huh.
Break it.
Precisely!
Gregor looks at his own glaive.
All of these things started attacking, and, all of this weirdness started up when the tower arrived, right?
Exactly. Well, also the fact that it dropped on top of the capital, that
Right.
alone is, probably a signal
Cause for
of
concern.
interest in war. So, as a general, yeah, smash that.
Break it.
Do you guys have any idea where this tower came from?
You're gonna need a really big glaive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mercedes spins around to look at Harlock. Unfortunately, no. The bloody thing appeared 6 months ago, and, well, as I said, it crushed the capital, and I've been wanting to get closer and closer. It's the reason we're even this close to the thing. But every time we are prepared to make an attempt to study this thing and get closer, well, the thing chimes, and you saw what happened back there. We spend our time licking our wounds, procuring as many resources as we can, and what do you know? It rings again. So, yes, it's been rather frustrating.
You haven't yet had a chance to see it up close, or to go inside?
No, not at all.
Wait, do you have to fight every hour?
She smiles.
Ooh.
That's the worst part. It's inconsistent.
Oh, shit.
I could not tell you when this thing attacks. Sometimes we're lucky and we have pretty lengthy breaks. Other times we're dealing with them by the hour, or sometimes even lower.
And you've noticed no overarching pattern as to what this might coincide with, or...
She shakes her head. The only consistency is the bell. When the
I
bell
see.
rings, they arrive.
Do you have a record of the attacks and the rough times that they happened?
Yes, actually.
I would love to just have a copy of that, if you wouldn't mind. I'm not... It could be this is totally random, but if there is any sort of pattern, I think it's crucial to try and figure it out.
Yes.
And have you tried covering your ears so you can't hear the bell?
Ah, yes.
Well, a bold concept we may investigate.
Your lieutenant runs up and hands you a pretty, decently long ledger, and then just motions, it'll probably take a little bit to copy that, actually.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
They hold out their other hand and actually pass you over, Mercedes, what appears to be a picnic basket? ? And they motion with their heads. Take some time off. We can organize the camp.
Oh, dear, no, that's not fair to you.
No, Mercedes.
You've worked just as hard.
Come on. You've been hard at work. Go and rest up. Your underlings clearly care a lot about you.
First and foremost, she puts a finger up. They are not my underlings. They are all equals to me. I may lead them, but they are certainly
So
not
sorry.
below me. No,
I meant simply those who you command.
Precisely, and I appreciate that, and I apologize for being snippy. It's just...
It's all right.
Wait, how can you command people who are equal?
Well, by earning their respect and proving yourself in battle, I imagine.
Precisely.
Asking them for favors, too. By the way, what's in that picnic basket? And Ian looking...
Ian?
What? You suddenly realize you are very hungry too, actually.
Yeah,
It's been a while
we will
since
find
you've
some
eaten.
food. That's for Mercedes. She has your wounds to nurse. Let her eat whatever's in there.
Mercedes shakes her head and smiles. Well, food is always better with company. If you'd join me.
If you'd have us, that would be lovely.
Indian perks up. Oh, that sounds fantastic. So you go off to a nice little picnic spot. Harlock, are you bringing the monster?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Heavens, why?
I gotta research.
Picnic side vivisection, my new metal band.
Oh my god. Mercedes takes you on a very, very, very short path, actually, past the camp and leading you to a scenic overlook of the tower, actually. But it makes a rather nice picnic spot.
Well, it would.
Harlock, I'm glad to see you brought your date, too.
Oh yeah, he's a lot of personality.
Yeah, strong silent type, though, huh?
Indian walks over and just plops down in the grass.
An excellent spot you've chosen. I'm terribly sorry. I did not learn your name.
Oh, hi. My name's Inian. Thank you for the thing with the gaping chest wound. Actually,
Of course, I'm happy to help where I can. It's one of those situations where I am not precisely good with normal medicine. Thankfully, my virtue allows me to do such a thing.
She stops and thinks, I'm not going to ask any prying questions about that, but I am curious. Yeah, I'm curious. Is that like an ASMR thing or a you thing?
It is indeed an ASMR thing.
Okay.
She plops down crisscross applesauce and happily pops open the basket and starts handing out various snacks to everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Each ASMR has a virtue of some sort. And this virtue is a special individual ability for each of us. Normally, it is a sort of... there is a toll for us, but we gain a great boon for others. Basically, the only way the power works is if it helps other people. My virtue happens to be empathy. I have the ability to take any wound from anyone and give it to myself. Now, I realize to most people, wow, that sounds stupid, but there is actually a great benefit to it as well. If I so desire, with great effort, I can take a wound and give it to someone else. I don't like doing that, and I can do it very, very few times because, well, that's not very virtuous, so I can't. But because of me being a Forge ASMR, I am able to regenerate myself far easier than most people, even most ASMR. Doesn't change the fact that it is quite owie, I guess is the best way I could phrase it.
Definitely the best way, yep.
That is interesting. Harlock has actually removed her arm that's been bugging her, and she's just wrist deep in viscera, but also eating some jerky that she got out of her bag.
With only having one arm?
Yes, it's gross.
Yes.
Oh,
But
dear!
I'm not going to start being squeamish now.
Mercedes immediately stands up. Oh, honey, no, don't, no. Would you like me to examine your arm and see? I'm a bit of a blacksmith myself, and I maybe can assist.
Sure, take a look. The design, like you said, is very much perfect. I'm not really sure what the glitch is.
Well, it doesn't sound very perfect then, does
Maybe
it?
you got some viscera jammed up in the mechanism?
I don't know. I didn't make a mess last time. Please take a look. Another set of eyes couldn't hurt.
Happily. Let's...
Try turning it off.
Just turn it off and on and blowing it.
Yeah, Mercedes is going to examine the arm pretty in-depthly. And actually, you notice that she kind of spaces eating. Like she has a sandwich, but just kind of set it down and is thoroughly examining the arm.
So, the outside of this arm...
Marcus picks the sandwich up and holds it up to her mouth. Come on.
Without even looking, she just like moves her mouth over. Thank you.
So, the outside of this arm is absolutely gorgeous. Some of the most, impressive, honestly, and detailed work you've ever seen. This would be a high-class piece that was created specifically for the upper-ranking ASMR back in the day. It's the innards that create questions. All of the insides, where you were expecting something forged, something mechanical, or something that's magic in a nature that you know, seems to be more alien. The alchemy at work in here is probably extremely heretical. Like, Harlock has some actually nasty business inside. And just looking at it, you can tell that this thing is like, it's the equivalent of having a bomb strapped to your body.
Shit.
Dear. She looks over at Harlock. Are you aware that this is dangerous?
Well, yeah, it usually is, but the issue is it's never actually acted up.
You should see what she's got in her backpack.
Oh, yeah, you should see the backpack. There's plenty more.
Oh, dear. Well, let's start with this.
The issue is that I've made arms before. This isn't my first arm. But something kind of happened when I bound it to my arm the first time, and it's been acting up, which is strange. Something that's outside of my regular calculations.
Let's see here. I must admit, my understanding of alchemy is not precisely good. I know someone who's quite talented at it, though.
Really?
I'd be more than happy to hook you up with them. She examines the innards deeper. Is there a possibility... This is me spitballing, I'm sorry. Could it be... maybe something emotionally is impacting you to cause this to not work quite as well?
Hold on a minute.
I
Emotions.
was just spitballing.
Gregor hands her a napkin.
No, honestly, I think she might have a point. Like, alchemy is a very, temperamental science. Normally you want to do the whole, like, approach it with as clear and empty a mind as possible, but if you're messing around with incredibly dangerous alchemy, it might have different rules. Instead of thriving off of your cool and calculated mindset, it might actually be impacted by it.
Harlock kind of stands there for a minute and she blinks and is like, am I depressed?
Oh. Hey everyone, sorry to interrupt your usual credits, but I actually have two very quick announcements. First of all, in a few weeks we're going to be running the Forgotten Indigo Battle Royale popularity poll. Basically, there's a poll that you can answer right now, link in the description, that will sort of determine a character's starting rank in this big old battle royale. The rule is that if you KO someone with a higher rank, you get their rank, and the end result is... well, that'll be the true popularity poll, so you get to determine exactly where everybody starts out. This is, of course, completely not canon, and should be a really good, fun time, and yeah, I'll announce the exact date of that a little bit later after we've gotten some more votes. Second of all, I actually messed up with the credits last time. I miscredited a person. This is the correct credit on screen right now. Please go check out this website. I'm really sorry about this. This is always one of my big fears, doing the credits. Knew it happened someday, and I'm really sorry.